Number 1. Doctors are people we trust with our care and our lives when we have met accidents or when we are gravely ill. They help breathe back life to the patients. But how would you feel if that very doctor took that breath away? That was the case of Harold Shipman. He was a popular British physician working between 1972 and 1998. He was coined as Dr. Death after his heinous crimes came to light. Shipman was a married family man who is considered as one of history's deadliest serial killers, with a kill count of 218, although the total is believed to be closer to 250. Shipman's killing spree was halted when a fellow doctor and undertaker noticed the unusually high number of cremation certificates he was involved in, and the fact that most cases were elderly women who were found dead sitting up rather than on bed despite being gravely ill. However, even with this discovery, Shipman was able to kill 3 more. Shipman's greed, however, cost him his everything. He tried to make a fake will from his last victim to make him the sole beneficiary. This led the daughter of the victim to become suspicious of Shipman, thus digging deeper into the case. In an autopsy, it revealed that the body of the victim had lethally high levels of diamorphine, which is the drug Shipman used for most of his killings. He was finally convicted in year 2000 and died in 2004 from committing suicide in his cell. Number 2. We can never understand what goes inside the mind of a serial killer, because of course they disregard the lives of others and take it as their own. But for Ed Gein, he took it to the next level. Edward Theodore McKee was born on the 27th of August 1906 to an alcoholic father and a domineering mother who abused him. Despite this, Gein idolized her. When his father, brother, and mother died, he was left all alone in his family farm. Gein cordoned areas of the house where his mom used to work a lot and made it into some sort of a shrine. 13 years later, Gein attracted the attention of the police. In 1957, when a hardware store owner named Bernice Warden went missing and was last seen with him, officials visited his farm. There, they found her headless body hanging upside down. When authorities further examined the farm, they have made more horrific discoveries. Gein had been robbing graves and collected body parts that he used in making household items such as belt, lamp covers, beds, chairs, and many more. Other than Warden, Gein had also killed another woman named Mary Hogan. He claimed that he was using their body parts to assemble a new version of his mother. In 1958, Gein was diagnosed with schizophrenia and declared unfit for trial. In early 1968, a decade later, he was finally determined fit for trial. He was convicted for one of the murders. However, he was also found insane at the time of the murder, so he spent the rest of his life in a mental health institute where he died of cancer and respiratory illnesses on July 26, 1984. Number 3. Marriage is a wonderful union between two people that love and cherish each other no matter what. As they say, for better or for worst. But for the men who married and loved Belle Gunness, what they would have was only the worst. Belle Gunness was born on the 22nd of November 1958 in Norway and later immigrated to the US in 1881. She settled in Chicago, marrying her first husband, Mads Albert Sorensen, in 1884, and had children with him, two of whom died young. It is believed that these two kids were poisoned by Gunness for insurance money. In 1900s, their house and their candy store mysteriously burned down, and her husband was dead soon after. With that, Belle was able to collect multiple insurance payouts. Although disaster struck her under very suspicious circumstances, Belle was able to get away with murder. Using the insurance money, she was able to purchase her very own 42-acre farm in LaPorte, Indiana. 8 months later, she married Peter Gunness, who had 2 children that Belle saw as paychecks. This marriage was followed by the death of Peter's infant daughter. Peter became suspicious, so he sent his older daughter away, which later on saved her life, and since Peter was soon to follow his infant. This led to another hefty insurance payout. Gunness then started targeting wealthy suitors to bring their wealth and visit her at her farm. What they didn't know is that once they stepped on her farmland, there was no hope for leaving. These men bought so-called shares from her farm and deposited their cash into her account. Once the transactions were done, she would poison their food and hit their heads with a meat cleaver. No one knows how many she killed exactly. In year 1908, a fire swept the farm, destroying everything in it and taking the lives of Belle's remaining children and a woman's corpse with no head. The head was never found, and the body was never confirmed to belong to Belle, since the structure was quite different from hers. The search for the missing head led them to a gruesome discovery. A dozen bodies, both of the missing suitors and children. Ray Lamphere, a former farmhand she had fired, was arrested on May 22, 1908 for arson and murder, but was quickly cleared of murder. He revealed all of Gunness's crimes and plans. He died in jail, and Belle Gunness was never traced, nor was her death been confirmed. So up until this day, nobody knows the fate of Belle Gunness. Number 4. The death or capture of a murderer breeds a sigh of relief for the victim's family and for the entire neighborhood. But for this killer, even with his death, it did not put the people of a whole nation at ease. Si Oy Sai Ong, or Si Oy, was born in year 1927 in Shantou, China. He lived a normal life and later on became a soldier. In year 1939, the Japanese invaded the island of Hainan. He and his fellow soldiers were encircled and trapped in the center. To survive, they ate grass, but Si Oy chose to survive out of the bodies of the fallen soldiers. This might have been the trigger that turned Si Oy from human to a monster. His favorite part was the liver. Why? It was believed that eating the liver would to some effect give you powers because of its regenerative nature. In 1944, Si Oy immigrated to Thailand and worked menial jobs until he settled as a farmer. CO's heinous crimes would soon come to light when an 8-year-old Sumbun Bunyakan went to buy some vegetables from him and never returned. His parents called up friends and family to help search for their missing son, and they stumbled on COy burning leaves and sticks. The worried father was relieved to see someone who might have seen his child, but that relief soon turned into horror and rage when he saw a small leg in the burning pile and uncovered it to be the half-burned, eviscerated body of 8-year-old Sumbun. This led to the gruesome discovery of CO's crimes. Other than Sumbun, COy has killed 5 other children. Was it to satisfy his thirst to kill? No, but to satisfy his hunger. He ate the intestines, heart, kidneys, and liver of the children. He made one exception though. Muay Chu Saihua, whose heart did not satisfy him. COy said, "It was too small for a hearty meal, so I dined on her gullet instead. It tasted delicious too." Because of this, he earned the nickname Murderous Cannibal. He confessed to everything, and his trial only lasted 9 days. At first, he was sentenced to life in prison. Then prosecutors appealed to the court to sentence him to death. Upon hearing this, COy fainted. On September 1959, he was executed by firing squad. And even after his death, the people did not feel safe. So they placed CO's embalmed corpse in a small medical museum at Bangkok's oldest hospital to serve as a proof that he can no longer take their children, and also to serve as a warning. Number 5. Clowns are persons that make people laugh, especially kids. This man wanted to present himself as a clown, but he was far from one. He was a monster. He did not give smiles nor laughters. Instead, he took it away. John Wayne Gacy was born on March 17, 1942 in Chicago, Illinois. He grew up being beaten and abused by his alcoholic father. Home life was not good for him, but the same can be said for his school life. He was alienated by the children there. That was also the time when he realized he was attracted to the same sex and experienced great turmoil in his sexuality. In 1960, he became a fast food chain manager and worked his way up to become a building contractor in 1970. With this, he was able to purchase his own house and lot. Gacy got married twice and got divorced from both wives and had 2 kids of his own. Gacy was seen as an outgoing and very involved person in the community. He was involved in politics and would volunteer as a clown for birthday parties and charity events. He was known for either Pogo the Clown or Patches the Clown. In 1978, a 15-year-old boy went missing. Upon investigation, it was found out that this child was last seen with Gacy. Because of this, police obtained a search warrant for Gacy's house. They found things that belonged to the missing boy. But not only this. They also found belongings from other missing persons as well. In the crawl space beneath his house emanated a foul stench. When they checked, they were horrified to find 29 decomposing bodies of teenagers and boys, raped and murdered by Gacy. other than the bodies found in the house, he also confessed to killing additional men and disposing their bodies in a nearby lake. It was also said that sometimes Gacy would dress up as his clown alter ego while performing his crimes to those poor kids, boys, and teenagers. He was arrested, and during trial, he pleaded insanity in his defense, but failed. He was convicted of 33 counts of murder and was executed through lethal injection in 1994. Hi everybody, it's your creepy older sister here. Thank you so much for listening. You have no idea how I appreciate this. Since the channel is fairly new though, I would like to hear some comments or suggestions from you so that I can continuously improve my coming videos. If you want to know what the name of the channel means, you can check out the description below. If you want to send me stories to read, you can also check out my email and send it there. It's also in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so we can grow together here, and I'll definitely try my best to upload more each week. Once again, thank you very, very much. And to all the creepy experiences, bad vibes, scary people, and paranormal encounters, together we say to them, Tabi-tabi po.